Okay, welcome to Trails Through Daybreak. We're in Chapter 3. Going forward, this will be commentary. I was trying to keep things uploading in preparation for Trails Beyond the Horizon in January. But now that Sky First Chapter is done, this is going to take over as the primary daily release for Trails on the channel. So we're picking up mid-playthrough. Will not be my standard behavior, but that's the way it's going to work this time. In the meantime, we just got Rosette, and she's going to be a mainstay party member going forward because her shields are to die for. What did we have?
Fine with me.
Understood. Very well.
Right.
No, don't want that. Huh? Uh-huh. So we are going to the cultural district. What's on my to-do list? I have a thing to give Yume.
Yay!
Yeah, we always give things to Yume. Don't have any 4 SPGs at the moment. Okay. Right. So we're going to talk to everybody not there. And then go find
Fine with me.
Understood.
that wrong
Right.
button. Now that I've introduced Sinem to everyone at the bazaar, we're going to go off and have dinner somewhere. She's not so good with words, but thankfully, everyone seems to understand that she's sorry for all the trouble she's caused. Not everyone's forgiven her, but I was at least able to get them to tolerate her for being in the bazaar, which is an important first step. What happens from there might come down to how hard she decides to work. I think I'm going to treat Sinem to a good meal before we head on over to the temple. It's about time she had something nice. Between running away from you guys and then introducing myself to everyone at the bazaar, today has been a lot. Like, a lot. I'm so tired, I feel like I could pass out any second.
Let's see what we've got.
No good info here. My traditional flame-powered hookahs still sell pretty well these days, but it's these new orbital-powered hookahs that draw in all the repeat customers now. It's a shame. The old-fashioned ones still have a lot to offer, as long as you enjoy them in moderation. But times are what they are.
Need some
The
spices,
atmosphere
perhaps?
feels pretty different here compared to daytime.
Film festival's great for
Reminds me
business.
a lot of the night market in Longport.
With all these tourists coming to town, my sales have nearly doubled. I'm a little concerned I'm going to run low on some of my stock, but that's not the worst problem to have when I can put so much money away. Plus, my daughter is so curious about Western culture. I want to take her traveling one of these days, so it'll help me save for that too.
Hello.
What do we have? We own a cinnamon cookie.
Thanks for shopping.
You won't find this just anywhere.
Looking for something for dinner? How about some camel meat? They say it pairs well with a nice libation. Here in the Central East, families often come together to eat camel on holidays and the like. You might find yourself craving some alcohol at those gatherings, but our customs strictly forbid drinking at those times.
Hey there. What'll it be?
And I have a camel steak.
See ya.
See ya.
Eastern culture is so fascinating.
We might have gotten the trouble started out at the bazaar, but something about it still doesn't sit right with me. I've heard Tharbad seeing more and more tourists who are getting out of hand, like what those dancers had to deal with. I think tomorrow I'll focus my effort on the entertainment district. More people from out of town end up there. Okay. Whoever thought our son would be so interested in other cultures? He told me he wants to have a lamp and a rug. We should probably just get him the lamp, don't you think? Rug's going to be a bit expensive. I don't know. Just because he wants a rug doesn't mean we all couldn't use it as a family. Why don't we buy a replica or something? Also, not to change the subject, but, honey, what's that thing you're smoking? Oh, this? It's a hookah. It's a traditional way of smoking tobacco in the Central East. This portable type you can carry around with you only came out recently. It's pretty handy. I know I've been trying to cut back on smoking, but I thought I should at least try this stuff since we're here. It can't hurt. Never expected my son to be so taken with this Central Eastern culture. It's great. Taking it as a sign that we should travel more often. Speaking of Central Eastern culture, I knew about hookahs before coming here, but I had no idea these orbal hookahs were a thing nowadays. Feels like they popped up out of nowhere. I appreciate my husband taking us all out on this trip, especially since it's given our son so many new experiences. I don't know if him smoking that hookah when he's not used to it is such a good idea, though, no matter how ambient he says it is. Were those hookahs really that good? I see an awful lot of people smoking them all over town. You have to wonder. Tourists these days have no respect for what they're visiting. Tharbad isn't just some theme park that exists for their enjoyment. It's a place where people live, and they want to live here in peace. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to see that kid take an interest in our culture. I just wish more people were like him. Our cultural district isn't some sort of museum exhibit. It's home to many people, a place whose ways of living are precious to them. Figuring out how to preserve and uphold those traditions while embracing modernization is always a constant balancing act we must deal with. This temple does its best to respond to people's concerns, and we therefore serve as something of a representative of the community. Central Eastern temples are institutions of tolerance at heart. We always strive to promote mutual understanding among one another. Tharbad used to be a trading hub, first and foremost, but in the past 2 decades it's rapidly developed into a city for recreation. As a result, there are naturally a number of citizens who feel concerned that Tharbad is losing sight of its original culture. I do my best to take their thoughts and feelings into consideration in talking to people so that, together, we can make Tharbad even better. It makes me so happy to see little Clem take an interest in our folklore. It's been a pleasure to teach him about it. Some of our congregants have expressed concern that people are beginning to forget the moral teachings behind such stories. But all you need see is a child listening and enjoying these stories innocently to know that hope is by no means lost. See? I told you Mother Jamila knew lots of stories. She always put her all into telling them too. That's what makes going to Sunday school so much fun. Yeah, I bet. She's really, really good. I'm so happy I got to hear new stories from her. This temple is so amazing. Even though we both pray to the same goddess, it looks and feels completely different from the chapel I go to. Wow, it's really that different. That's crazy. I'd love to hear what Western ones are like. Could you tell me a little about them? Clem is really interested in fairy tales. I wonder what sort of books he likes to read at home. After talking to him, now I want to learn about stories from further west. I want to teach Imani all about the fairy tales of where I'm from. I know, maybe I should give her my picture book that I brought with me. It's okay, isn't it? It'll be like a souvenir, but of me, since it's from my home. She won't even have to travel for it. So this is not a blind playthrough. I have both completed this and gotten the platinum for it before. So nothing about this will be new or shocking or anything of that nature. Just FYI. Oh. I have given 10 gifts. Yay, money.
Very well.
Right.
I saw Sarah talking to some hairy old guy. He was weird. He dressed up like he was on vacation. My brother says his name is Mr. Gotti. I guess he's somebody important who works for the film festival. Sarah looked so surprised when she was talking to him. Wait a minute. Is she going to be dancing in the parade? She is, isn't she? Ah, yes, the parade. I had a lot of tours today, which is always great, but every one of my customers was acting like a nut. It was scary. We've been getting a lot of people lately who are like those men who harassed Sarah and Shahina. People with no inhibitions at all. I had people during my Sansi tours that tried to wander off on me and go who knows where, despite it being, a desert. Now that Sarah's been recruited to perform in the festival, I just hope nothing weird happens that ruins the parade. That'd be terrible.
Alrighty.
If I'm being honest with you guys, it feels like the city's gotten more and more dangerous lately, in all sorts of ways. They might not show it, but I have to imagine that deep down, Sarah and Shahina are worried. They work in the streets, after all. Those two have so much on their plate. I really hope they can continue their dancing in peace, but who knows what's going to happen.
So...
Or something. How am I ever going to find this guy if even the Bracer Guild doesn't know where he is? Man, he could be anywhere. I guess I'll wait around a little and hope I hear back from the guild.
Can we talk?
Hey, I wanted to introduce myself. We're from Arkride Solutions. We were just at the guild too and happened to overhear your conversation at the front desk. Oh, yeah, I kind of remember passing by you people on the way out. Would any of you happen to know where I might find that green-haired bracer? Not quite. We're actually looking for him too. Got some business of our own. I was hoping you could tell us a little bit more about what happened. Would you mind? Anything else you can think of will help, big or small. Like, did he have any other distinct features, or did anything else stick out to you in general? You too, huh? I'm sorry. In terms of features, I don't remember anything else other than that he had green hair. I wish I could be of more help on that end. Blast my memory. As for anything else that stuck out, no, nothing really comes to mind. Wait, that's not true. Actually, I do remember something that happened after we arrived. We bumped into a police officer who was patrolling the parking lot. I decided to go up to him and say hello, strike up a little bit of conversation. But for some reason, the bracer looked uncomfortable. He wouldn't look the officer in the eye. A bracer was avoiding a police officer's gaze entirely. That's certainly a little unusual. That's what I thought. I have heard that cops and bracers don't always get along all that well. I figured maybe that's all it was. It did seem odd, though. Wait, I've never heard that before. Is that true? It's common for police and bracers to run into one another at times because they both work to maintain the peace. The difference is, the police work wholly within the law. Meanwhile, a bracer's first duty is to protecting people. So they theoretically can act extra-legally to do so, and sometimes they face jurisdictional friction and, well, differences of opinion. Oh, I get it. I guess I can see how that'd happen. In this case, though, I think this bracer of yours might have had other real good reasons for being a little skittish. Huh? I don't understand. What do you mean? Don't worry about it. We're saying that we're going to look into it on our end, too. See if we can turn anything up. I get you're keen to have your wallet back, but I think you should call it a night and come back tomorrow. I suppose you have a point. On that note, if I may, were you able to find a place to stay despite losing your wallet? Yeah, thanks for asking. The guild was kind enough to cover me until I can pay them back. As long as I find my wallet soon, everything should work out one way or the other. I'm still anxious, but knowing that I've got you all and the guild looking into it, I guess I feel okay going back to my room for the night. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that's all been taken care of. Please, take care on your way. That's one way to get rid of a guy. Now we can talk openly. Right. So it sounds like this green-haired bracer could be an imposter. What are we going to do about it? Wait, what? He is? Are you saying this is like what happened with that fake police officer we had to deal with before? It's a distinct possibility, but we can't say for sure yet. If this is true, that's really underhanded of him. You're telling me. Your average person isn't ever going to suspect a bracer of committing a crime. Therefore, if someone were to believably impersonate a bracer, they would be able to get away with a great many things. That could be quite damaging to the organization's reputation if nothing was done about it. Luckily, as far as we can tell, the only victim who's emerged so far is that man. Or at least, he's the only one to file a report. If we're quick enough in catching this imposter, we can minimize the amount of damage he'll do. Normally, I ain't exactly in the business of covering the guild's ass or anything. They can handle themselves just fine. But I don't see the harm in sticking our necks out just this once. It'll help us understand what's happening on the ground in this town, too. So, come hell or high water, we'll uncover who this green-haired chump really is. If it kills time, I'm game. Lead the way, Chief. I see no reason not to proceed. You have my full support as always, Mr. Arkwright. Well, if we're going to do this, what do we do first? Should we see if anyone else has seen this bracer? Maybe if we talk to more people, we can start tracking him down. That's exactly what I think we should do. We need to figure out who this guy's trajectory. If he is a fraud, though, it's probably safe to assume that he's keeping his distance from the cultural district, for obvious reasons. Perhaps we should talk to people in the entertainment district and see if he's been spotted around there then. Good point. The casino dealers could be a good place to start. They're bound to pay close attention to who's coming in. Anybody who spends a lot of time outside of it might have seen him too. All good ideas. Hopefully once we start talking to some people, we'll come up with some leads. Well, no time like the present. Let's roll.
Time to start working.
All right. Before we go talk to those people,
Whoops.
or after we go talk to those people. Okay. Even with the film festival right around the corner, the nights around here have gotten strangely loud and hectic. Unlike the entertainment district, it used to be that when the sun went down, things really mellowed out in the cultural district. But lately it's becoming more and more like the entertainment district. It's all a little concerning. Bah! The scent of those newfangled mechanical hookahs. They've ruined the flavor of our own hookahs over here. What could those people possibly want, thinking they can come in with their weird devices, mechanizing our culture? I'm going to need to have another talk with Father Mokhtar about the state of the world, because I don't like where it's headed, that's for sure. I can sympathize with Abdullah's worries. Tharbad is changing so fast, it feels as though we hardly have time to even remember tradition. Even so, we mustn't forget that we have Professor Hamilton and her incredible work to thank for our current fortune. It would be disrespectful to everything she's done for our fair city to completely reject the Tharbad we have today. It might well be worthwhile for us to take a step back, like she did, and reconsider our position. It's amazing how good the hammam is at cleaning your skin and removing hair. I'd heard stories before, but hammamming is believing. I don't just feel like I look better. I can tell my blood flow has improved too. It's so nice and warm. I'm gonna sleep like a log tonight. I should see if Altair has any hammams. Wait, no, I shouldn't. That'll just ruin the surprise when I go there, if I know what to expect. Traditional technology like this is so impressive. I remember being blown away by the loyalty bath I took when I was in Remaferia, too.
Alrighty.
Thanks for getting the water back and running again, everyone. Feel free to relax here as long as you all like. In fact, I know you only asked for one free bath, but you can use these facilities as much as you like. I heard how much trouble it was. It's become easy to take our water for granted nowadays, even though we're in the middle of a desert. But before the professor and the Verne Company came through with the Waterworks project, sometimes we went bone dry out here. We've been blessed with so much water for 20 years, I was beginning to forget what a miracle that whole system really is.
Heading into the hammam?
Sure. Because I don't remember if I've done it or not. It's been a while since.
I could get used to this.
I'm really working up a sweat.
I feel good as new.
Glad to see you enjoyed yourself.
Okay, and yes, definitely. So there are bonuses for visiting the bathhouses in every chapter, in every location. So we'll just have to keep doing that. Okay, Sarah, Shahina. Hi, Shahina. Hi, Sarah. Looks like our hunch was right. Good to see you, ladies. Oh, hello, everyone. The owner was just telling us about you all. It sounds like you guys had to clear out some monsters to get the baths back up and running. That's amazing. I knew you guys were talented. Thanks again for everything you all did. I'd still be in dire straits if it weren't for you folks. All part of being a Spriggan. We got plenty out of the whole exercise too, so it was good for everyone. Well, that's good to hear. By the way, who might you be? I don't believe you were with them earlier. Forgive my late introduction. You may call me Rizette. I was dispatched here on short notice. You two are Ms. Sarah and Ms. Shahina, correct? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Nice to meet you too? Wait, is that a maid outfit you're wearing? I've never seen one of those in person before. Not precisely. This is the uniform that I wear for work. You can think of it as a combat suit designed to let me offer maximum support to my customers when needed. That sounds, complicated? Whatever it is, you look super cool in it, that's for sure. Hey, since we're all here, why don't you guys join us in the baths? There's so much I want to talk about. That sounds like fun. Maybe we could all get dinner together afterwards, too. There's a place close by I always go to that I'm sure you all would enjoy. Sure, we'd be happy to take you up on that. Even though we just got out of one. Probably not a bad idea for us to wash up before we meet with our clients again anyway. Say what you like. I know you're just looking for an excuse to take a dip. Not that I'm against it. I could really use a bite to eat, but that's okay. A bath sounds good after everything we've done today. Then it's settled. We'll join you two in the baths. Yay, that's perfect. Come on, I'll show you where the girls' ones are. Shahina, calm down. They've had a long day. Take as long as you want in there, folks. You've earned it.
Man, this blows. I didn't consider the fact that I'd be stuck alone in here with you.
Would you pipe down? You're killing the vibe. Just close your eyes and relax. Embrace the tranquility. And then...
Oh, shut up. I bet you every mirror in my wallet the girls are living it up on the other side of this wall. Speaking of girls, man, I'd kill to check out that maid and the older sister's scorching bods right about... Blah!
We sit on sacred ground, punk. Don't defile it with your libido. Keep it up, and I'll scrub you down till your skin is raw, if that's what it takes to clean that dirty brain of yours for the first time.
All right, I'll drop it. Adios, you don't have to be so serious about it.
They're certainly having a lively time over there.
Ugh. Don't they realize we can hear every word they're saying? He's not wrong, though. All you girls are just as gorgeous as Sarah. I mean, Risette's hair and skin are both so silky, she practically looks like a doll. You're so pretty too, Agnes. And how do you get those when you're only 16?
Uh-huh.
I'm only a year younger than you. There's no way I'm gonna be able to catch up that quickly. What's your secret? What do you eat to fill out like that, huh?
Truth be told, I've been kind of curious too. I'd love to know for future reference. I don't do anything special. Fairy, stop staring at me so much. You're scaring me.
Shahina, please. Cool it down a little. Well, I personally think Miss Al-Fayed and Miss Shahina are very beautiful in their own right. If anything, I should comment on your skin, Miss Sarah. What sort of regimen do you use to achieve such a glossy look?
Oh, I just use shea butter. The stuff they make in Tharbad is really good and...
Holy cow! You got Nina Fenley's and Judith Lanster's autographs? Thank you guys so much. I'll treasure those forever. Really? Aw, it's no problem. I'm glad you like them. Those autographs have got to be worth a pretty mirror. We're talking about two of the hottest stars around. Think you might sell them? No way. How could I ever? Still, it feels so surreal right now. I can't believe my own sister is going to be dancing up on stage with folks like them. Who would have thought? Don't get too excited about it all, Shahina. I don't think they're going to ask me to do anything that big. Well, I still think it's awesome you get to be involved at all. Wait, by dancing, do you mean for the Carnal Cavalcade? Yeah, some director named Salvatore Gotti walked up to me and asked if I wanted to take part. Not just him, he was with some other snappy-looking guy, too. They went nuts for Sarah. Apparently, Mr. Gotti was all, "Baby, you're more perfect than Adios herself. My parade isn't complete without you." He was dead set on bringing her on, whatever it took. Wasn't long before she folded like a house of cards. Shahina, you don't have to tell them every little thing about it. I am not sure I know what this Carnal Cavalcade is. Is it some event that will be part of the film festival? Yeah, it's a parade that'll kick off when the festival opens. It sounds like it's going to be quite the production. Like Shahina said, I guess it's supposed to include famous actresses and whatnot. I can see you fitting right in there, Sarah. You're gonna do great. I know Gotti can talk pretty raunchy, but his passion and taste are the real deal. He didn't say all that just to be nice. If he says you're perfect, then he means it. You'll do just fine out there, Sarah. I know you've got what it takes. Thank you, Van. That means a lot. Am I seeing things, or are you turning a little red? I am not. Stop it. Sarah, Sheenie. There you two are. Where have you guys been? Hey, Timur. We were just hanging out in the hammam. And quit calling me Sheenie. I've got a real name, you know. Sorry, Sheenie. You'll always be Sheeny to me. This a friend of yours? Yeah, he's a kid from the neighborhood. What's going on, Timur? Why were you looking for us? 'Cause someone asked me to give this to you, Sarah. That's why. A letter? That's strange. I wonder what it could be. Thanks, Timur. What the? Is everything okay? What's wrong, What in the world? Decline to participate in the parade or tragedy will befall you. Is this somebody's sick idea of a joke? I can't believe even Sarah, of all people, got one of those threatening notes. According to that Timur boy, a Central Easterner that he passed who was working for a shipping company gave the note to him. I'd guess that delivery person's most likely innocent. Just like with Nina and Judith, the culprit's probably going through several layers to cover up the real origin point of the note. That makes tracking him down incredibly tricky. Slippery bastard. Can't make it easy on us, can they? Are Sarah and Shahina going to be okay? I really think you two should talk to the guild about this. I agree. I'm sure they will give your case priority attention since it involves a civilian in danger. I imagine that any fees they would charge for their services would be quite nominal, too. I don't know about that. Huh? Come on, you've got to do something, Sarah. This really creeps me out. I hate to suggest this, but maybe you should quit the parade if that's the safest thing to do. No, I can't. Apparently preparations for the parade are almost complete. If I pull out now, I'll probably cause a lot of trouble for the director and everyone else involved in it. That's what'll happen if I turn to the guild too, isn't it? We can't say for sure, but if things go south, I could definitely see that being the case. Yeah. But, Sarah... Van, I know this is really presumptuous of me to ask, but is this something you and your agency can handle for me? Of course, I'm prepared to pay for your services. I don't expect you to do it for free. That's real generous of you, taking on our case for cheap as an extension of what we're doing for Nina and Judith. But don't you get the feeling she's trying to hide something? What? She is? I got that impression too. I think there's something going on with her that we don't know about. Well, a deal's a deal. Whatever it is, we already promised we'd help her. Plus, for all we know, this might turn up some new leads. Following this could be a good idea. As a first step, would you like me to pinpoint which company was responsible for delivering the note? Wouldn't hurt to know, for sure. In the meantime, we need to go to the entertainment district. The other ladies are waiting for us at the hotel. We need to fill them in on everything that's happened, including this new note. Well then.
The fun's only just begun.
You won't find this just anywhere.
Eastern culture is so fascinating.
Well. Okay, back to talking to people. I've been looking into the new arrivals who are coming into the area from the Central East. So far, nothing suspicious has turned up about those coming from El Saim, which means... Either way, Tharbad is going to see an influx of tourists starting tomorrow. We have to optimize our intel gathering as best we can. We can't expect our help from the capital to take care of everything for us. With all the cars here for the festival, running these lots is tough. We're seeing more and more accidents and burglaries. Not that tourists didn't blunder into trouble before, but these last few days have seen a real uptick in rough types of all sorts. Don't get me started on nighttime, when people have dinner in their cars and just chuck garbage out the windows. Would it kill those people to spare a thought for those of us who actually have to run these places? Seriously. Not wrong. Things are as bustling as ever come nightfall, which is great for me, haha. Tharbad's always been a little rough and tumble, but I've never seen the people here go this wild before. Not that I can complain, it's bringing in that much more money for me. So if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Looking to buy something?
No, but I do want to get more money. I have the wild kebabs. See you again. Speaking of lack of inhibitions, rich kid with a car. Oh, why is my dad trying to keep me stuck inside the city? It's such a waste of a perfectly good car. Oh well, at least there's the film festival. You don't get stuff like that around here every day. Might as well enjoy it while I can. This horrible hookah's good stuff. I guess for now, I'll just have to content myself with enjoying what's local. Could be worse, I guess. I guess the film festival being so close has got me feeling fired up, because I could go for some excitement right about now. And there's nothing more exciting than cruising around the dunes. Get that crusty old butler in the passenger seat and I just know we'll have a damn good time. A young master, must we have this conversation again? I fully appreciate your desire to live and roam as you please. Truly, I do. However, your father is merely trying to ensure that you do not needlessly suffer out in the real world before you are ready. That is why it is important that you learn etiquette. Once you do, you can appeal to your father to loosen his restrictions. The young master was such an intelligent, well-behaved boy when he was young. The loss of his mother affected him profoundly. Even so, he does grasp the basics of etiquette. Yet these past few days he's acted rather strangely. What could have happened? Indeed. I know I saw that dancer somewhere around here at night. What could she be possibly doing in the entertainment district at such a late hour? I need to find out. What am I saying? Just because my wife left me doesn't mean I can start stalking some local. I need to get my head on straight.
Hey there. What'll it be?
I have one of those.
See ya.
Don't be shy. Step right up. You're gonna love what I have for sale. Better act fast though. I'm only getting more customers. This stall's as popular as ever.
This area has a casino and nightclub. I assume you wish to visit them. For intel gathering, of course.
Hey there, folks. Need something to do tonight?
That's not why we're here.
In fact,
Of course not. You think I'd let minors into a club? Have a little faith in me.
are you...
You make it hard to sometimes.
Hey man, nothing wrong with a little pleasure before business.
Need something to do tonight? In fact, you boys thinking of going off by yourselves later? Because if you are, I know some fun joints you'll enjoy that I keep to myself during the day. If you know what I mean. Hell yeah. Now you're speaking my language. I'm from Longport, so I know a thing or two about having fun. Definitely interested to see how good this town can party. That's the spirit. Then here's a tip. Check out the Underground Light nightclub that's just past here. The girls there are the real deal. Just about everyone comes away from there a happy customer. Trust me. Aaron, your thoughts remain sparkling pure, I hope. Stay focused, kid. We're here on business, remember? Though granted, it might not be the worst idea to slip in there for a bit. Never know what kind of dirt you'll dig up in those joints. Sounds like some new girls have recently joined the nightclub, too. They tend to have their reasons for being there, but they're all legit. You'd have to be crazy not to like what they have to offer. We can always count on nighttime to pick business up and land us some lovers of astronomical bets. But even by those standards, our customers have been unusually eager these last couple of days. If our sponsors caught wind of the size of some of these bets, they'd be floored, and they're hardly the reserved sort themselves. But that's just another side of this little desert oasis we call home. Without that geological survey conducted by Valis, nobody would have ever known my ancestral lands were home to such rich mineral deposits. It was me who made the call to bring them in. Best decision I ever made. Now I'm the owner of an enormous mine. Nice thing about working with Valis folks is they take you to resorts too. Never hurts having like-minded friends who know how to go hard. I'm glad I decided to visit Tharbad. This hookah's got a surprisingly addictive flavor for how cheap the stuff in it is. Well, you might want to be careful about that. Just saying. Now that some of our preparations for the festival are complete, I figured it's been long enough. I'll stop by and play a few rounds. That dealer wasn't here the last time I came, but let me tell you, I like the cut of his jib. He gets what it means to entertain people. He's good at throwing in big surprises to his routine. Hell, he's inspired me to throw a little something extra into the parade to spice it up even more. Only question is, what? There's one thing people crave. It's always a good shock to the system. Something stimulating. If you ask me, nothing gets the job done faster than a little FNV. Effing and violence, you know? But I have to admit, if there's anything else out there that can prove just as stimulating, it's some good old-fashioned gambling.
Do you know what you want?
We'll take a little salty shot. Got the Cassis soda.
I hope to see you again.
If you're looking for Bermotti, he went over to the hotel. He said he was going to practice elsewhere. He wasn't here for very long, but it was an honor to get to host him at my bar. I learned a lot just from watching him. I can't help but admire his drive to hone his craft. Not everyone would move from place to place as they practiced. Kudos to him, I say. It's been a while since Director Gotti paid us a little visit. Believe it or not, he's actually a fairly decent gambler. In case you couldn't tell from his films, that man's desires are bottomless. With a mind like that, gambling makes him play bold. But I guess without that sort of attitude, he wouldn't be able to make the kinds of movies he does.
Fine with me.
Understood. Very well.
Okay.
We've always attracted a lot of Calvardian oligarchs and foreign nobles. One guy made his fortune from dealings with El Sahin, for example. But lately, we've been seeing a lot of newly rich Calvardians, plus people with close ties to Valis, too. And as if that weren't enough, even director Gotti himself from Vegas Films often comes here to play. He'd stopped visiting for a little while to work on the film festival, but was able to stop by today now that some of that work is behind him. All right. Let's go talk to the guy about the thing. I had the pleasure of playing against none other than Mr. Gotti himself a little while ago. I have to say, I find his views on entertainment and how to stimulate audiences to be really fascinating. I completely agree with him that nothing spices up a scene like a big surprise. All the more reason to get excited for whatever that man has in store for his carnal cavalcade, if you ask me.
Can we talk?
I see. So you guys want to know about that green-haired bracer? Yes, I remember him all right. Quite clearly, as a matter of fact. We don't see many customers like him. Really? Tell us more. He came around here about an hour ago while out on patrol. But there was something about him that looked a little odd. He was watching the other patrons for some reason, as if he was trying to size them up or some such. I think he might have been investigating something. Is that what brings you here, too? Yeah, something like that. You happen to see if this bracer talked to anyone? Let me think. Yes. I remember him trying to strike up a conversation with one man who was playing alone. The police were also making their rounds at the time. When he noticed them approaching, he was rather quick to depart. Still trying to avoid getting spotted by the cops, sounds like. For someone acting so brazen, this guy's a real chicken shit. I'm a little concerned about him staring at the other visitors like that, too. Indeed. The more that we talk, the more hindsight makes me feel something was amiss with him. In any case, I'm afraid that is all I can share about the bracer in question. I can only guess what you would want with him. But regardless, I wish you all the luck in your endeavors. Well, thanks for your time, and for the hot tip, too. Okay, folks, let's see if anyone else caught wind of our sneak. As you wish. When you work as a dealer, you learn that nothing gets a player worked up like a little zestiness they can't even see coming. There's no greater honor in this line of work than being able to deliver a good surprise your players will never forget. And rake in a little extra cash on the side. All right. Haha, these cutting-edge orbital hookahs are the best. They're easy to hide, and even better, they're a great way to cope with the heat here. I'm telling you, without a good way to relax, there's no way I'd be able to do my job. I bet something like this would do Officer Vernier some good too. That woman seriously needs to learn to chill out. Don't chill out too much there, buddy. We probably should have gotten out of that place a little sooner. Oh well, I managed to snag souvenirs for everyone back home already. At least, so it was still time well spent. Ish. We came here hoping to meet some celebrities or something, only to end up spending all day in that shop. Oh well, the film festival hasn't even started yet. There are still plenty of chances to catch glimpses of the rich and famous.
Hey, welcome.
Nope, got all those. Let's see here. Plasmasphere. Yes. Flare Squall, also yes. We can get our bigger... Let's leave Umbra Cracker for now. You need 3, you need 3. Oh yes, Rosette needs a bit. We want magic. Can't get to the magic. Okay. All right.
Thanks, pal.
Way back in the day, I always had work fixing up orbital vehicles for caravans because of how often they'd break down from the sand. But now that they're built to take such terrain, that work's dried up, which is how I wound up getting recruited to come work here. Being surrounded by cutting-edge tech in such a clean, pristine workplace really hits home just how much things have changed. What do we got? Plugins. Magic droplets. Okay.
Don't worry. Citri's got your back. That's a single element slot.
Well. Okay. You.
Switching to maintenance mode.
Do you have any greens?
Modifying
No.
your orbment, are
Maintenance
you?
mode activated. Commencing maintenance.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Citri's got your back. That's a single element slot.
Yes. But more importantly, it gets me to Arc Feather.
Skills altered.
Arc Feather is an absolute must. Rest of it will come as it comes. Arc Feather is an absolute must.
Commencing maintenance.
I think I'd rather have you with Impede and Delay. To not Van. You're there. Let's. Van and Aaron. Aaron and Rosette. But again, well, it's only a 4. Oh, no. Okay, so yes. We're going to take that off of Aaron so that we get Arc Feather here.
Maintenance mode activated.
Yeah, there was nothing there that was really... Yeah, just resist seal. So that's not the biggest thing. All right. Okay. 2 people with Arc Feather. Casters. It may just be me, but people around Tharbad seem to be strangely elated as of late. It's not just the tourists, either. Even local residents and other Central Easterners are in exceptionally high spirits. It could simply be excitement for the upcoming film festival, but I've never seen anything like it for any event. Well, in that case, what do they all have in common? Meh. Nah, we're just gonna let that all ride. Nope. Boots. Desert sandals aren't bad.
See you again.
What do we have over here at the hookah shop? My shop attracts its fair share of customers because I deal in rarities that you can't find anywhere else. But even I can't ignore the real sales potential that these orbital hookahs seem to possess. If things like these are what's in vogue these days, then I need to make sure to pay attention and stock up accordingly. That's why it's crucial to interact with your customers so you remain clued in to what they want as they want them.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
On the heel side, no, we're fine there. Already have that. Force emblem, fancy ring. Nah, we're doing okay all the way around.
We await your next visit.
Okay. Shadeen, our owner, is a very decisive person and has a lot of drive as a leader, which I certainly respect. We might be successful right now, but being a little too certain about things can breed apprehension, you know. For example, I used to inspect new stock as it came in, but now that the company is all about speed, well... Alright. That gets us outside.
Understood.
Wrong button. So we're gonna head over towards that. And we will call that here. So we'll check in next time, continue making our rounds, work on the 4SPG, talk to other people. See you then. Thanks for following Trails Through Daybreak. Like, comment, subscribe, feed the algorithm. See you around.